Hey everyone, welcome everyone to the Renegade Roundtable podcast here on the first time that we've ever recorded or that we've gone live here on X. I'm Jeff Kirby. That's Jared. Jared, how in the hell are you?
Doing good. Happy Victory Tuesday feeling still, good vibes. It's a great day so far.
Hey, listen, Victory Tuesday. It's been so fun. Um, Listen, over the last couple days, it's been a blast. Sunday was, you know what? Let me explain my Sunday real quick for anyone who's watching. By the way, make sure if you guys are going to comment, leave all your guys' comments. We're going to be watching, or we'll be posting your guys' comments in here too. Started off my Sunday playing golf because, of course, if you know me, that's what I'm doing: golfing and drinking. Go straight from golfing to drinking to going to my buddy's house to watch the Steeler game, watch us win, and then after that, go and watch the Browns get their ass whooped.
Great feeling. I'm sure. How was it in Cleveland, huh?
Huh?
How was it in Cleveland?
What, the game?
How
No,
was it watching? No, well, watching with. Would you watch with Cleveland Browns fans or no?
I was actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. But we'll get, we may end up talking about the AFC North in a little bit. We'll get to them here in a little bit. But let's talk about this game on Sunday. I'm gonna let you start off here, and like I said, if anyone has any comments, make sure to drop the comments. And if you haven't yet, also make sure to go follow both of us on here on X. Make sure to go follow us. My ad's right there. His ad's right there. Go follow us. Make sure to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Renegade Roundtable. And yeah, but Jared, the floor is yours.
Defense, as expected, started the first drive slow, but they, bend don't break. Held into a field goal. Peyton Wilson with the, first tackle stopping the Bijan or the wide receiver screen getting the end zone, which was pretty good. But overall, it was a well game managed game by Justin Fields. Made the right, had some bad throws, in the beginning, but I'm sure it was just the nerves trying to just settle into the game. Other than that, defense was flying around. TJ Watt, already MVP. I don't say MVP, defensive player of the year candidate already.
Well, according to Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football America or Good Morning Football, he straight up said, "Don't mess this up. We know who it was. It should have been him last year." And by the way, I'm not going to discredit Myles Garrett for what he did. Myles Garrett, as much as I hate what he did to Mason Rudolph, I will always be the person to say Myles Garrett is one hell of a like when people make the argument, like, of course, our guy's going to be Trent Jordan Watt. That's always going to be our guy. We're always going to defend him no matter what. If someone goes and says that, hey, Myles Garrett's better, whatever, blah, 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 I'm going to get irritated, but I get why they're saying it. I'm not going to get mad at them for it.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of talking about that team from my boy Hunter, hashtag get Watson off my team. How about absolutely not? Keep him on your team. I'm glad. Speaking of which, we saw that they're not going to put the Deshaun Watson on the commissioner's exempt list. Good. I don't need the NFL. I don't need anything to happen that can help the Browns void that contract. I need the Browns I need them to pay all $230 million of that, baby. I need him for all the rest of this year, all of next year, and the year after that. I need it all.
They're in a whole mess on their own. But back to the Steelers. Their defense, all-around defense, played really well. Besides the touchdown drive, they played really, really well.
That touchdown drive pisses me off. You know exactly where I'm about to go with that, because there's not a chance in hell that TJ Watt was offsides. And when you look at it, he clearly was not offsides. That's just the definition of him just jumping the count really well. That touchdown shouldn't have been a thing.
No, it should have been a field goal worst case scenario at all, but even after the game, TJ Watt said the ref even told him that they made the wrong call, which, it's too late kind of that for now. You got get rid of.
Let me put this into perspective. So I'm like I mentioned, I was with a couple Cleveland Browns fans watching that game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The one even said, shout out to my boy Jay. He said, "Listen, I am one of the biggest Steelers haters you'll meet, but damn, it does seem like the refs have it in for the Steelers today." Because it was like every time something happened, flag. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And like GP had a nice little catch on AJ Terrell.
That one though, I'm not nearly as mad at because was it a little bit ticky tack? Yes, and did he fully extend his arm? No. But I think the way that he was able to impact where the defender couldn't make a play, I wasn't near. I mean, I was mad that they called it, but I wasn't as mad as say, "Oh, that's a BS call." I wasn't nearly as mad at that.
It wasn't that egregious of a call, in my opinion. So, like I said, it's 50-50. Of course, we're going to say it should have been called. It should have been. Because, could have led to a touchdown. Could have led to a touchdown drive. Shout out to Boz with 6 field goals. MVP of the seasons right now. Scoring all the points. Hitting 3 from 50 plus is pretty insane. But what a game. Other than that, like I said, well-managed game. It's a win. On to the next week.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Here's what where I'm at with the Steelers was defense played a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at what Joey Porter Jr. did against Drake London. Drake London did absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I mean, Bijan Robinson had an all right game, but what they were able to do, especially in that second half of that game defensively, was just outright phenomenal.
I think it was 51 total yards in the second half.
Something like that. It was like they averaged. I thought I saw something from Alex Kazura. In fact, I'll have to find it real quick. Where they averaged, it was like 1 point something yards per play or something like that. It was either from him or it was from Steelers DB. I forget. I'll have to look and see if I can find it real quick. But
lights out. Deshaun Elliott, Dante Jackson, both getting a pick on their Steeler debut is a good sign. Good sign for them with the defense. Like I said, defense all around looks really good. Now we just need to progress on the offensive side of the ball a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit more.
And you know what, though? So real quick, Hunter here says Kirk Cousins looked like he's 36 coming off an Achilles tear on Sunday. He looked like shit. Yeah, he did look like shit. And as someone who can somewhat sympathize, somewhat, he did. His injury was definitely worse, but as someone that could somewhat simplify or whatever the fuck it is with Achilles injuries, I get it. And it's going to take a little bit, as much as you've been doing it in practice until you get hit. It's going to take a little bit for you mentally, but overall too. And what's crazy too is the offensive line of Atlanta is pretty damn good too. Yep. They have a pretty damn good offensive line. And so the fact that they were a mixture of, he looked like shit. He could, it was just all around. Mm-hmm. It was all around.
Rattled. That right tackle could not. TJ Watt 1-on-1. He needed help.
Yeah,
he needed help.
Hats off to the Steelers D though. You guys looked awesome. The hashtag hate watch did not go as planned. Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing though, is the Steelers defense looked phenomenal. Now, are they going to look this dominant all year long? No. It's not going to happen. It was great that we were able to get this kind of defensive play, and we needed it. Mm-hmm. For them to win. Now, could they possibly get away with it next week going up against the rookie quarterback in Bo Nix? Yes. However, we know the record of rookie quarterbacks that go up against Mike Tomlin is not good. But we saw what happened last year. Now I get CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud made us look like a bunch of JV kids when they played last year, week 4. But overall, it was really nice to see the defense. Now, offensively, well, yes, you didn't score any points. It looked vanilla. There were definitely some positives to really look forward into that. Number one was in terms of pass blocks, they were the third best team in the NFL in terms of pass blocking, according to Pro Football Focus, because we stand Pro Football Focus around here.
And
We stand them. So that was very encouraging to see. Number two, it seemed like they had a lot of success with the play action boot game.
mm-hmm.
So you have something cooking there.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, Justin Fields. I mean, he was efficient, 17 of 23.
Mm-hmm.
So you like to see that. The run game didn't look bad at all. Zach Frazier, while yes, there were a couple lapses in terms of the snaps, overall as a blocker, he looked pretty damn good. So there were definitely some positives to look forward to in the offense. And it gives me a little bit of hope. Like, this isn't how we felt week one last year when we were at this game, which, by the way, was a year ago today, which at this time it's 1:42 p.m. and we were already getting our asses whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was already bad. So last year, it felt like there was like, oh, God, it's going to be the same shit all over again. This year, while the offense didn't score any points, there were definitely some positives.
Oh, for sure. Definitely some sparks, to lean on him and improve next week. Justin Field throwing the ball down the field, hitting George Pickens a couple times was pretty nice to see. You like to see more of that. I would like to see more of Jalen Warren. I'm sure he probably wasn't 100%. I'd like to see more of him running the ball here. Other than that, the second wide receiver after George Pickens is still the question. After him, you saw the Michael Pruitt getting a couple catches. Muth, of course, getting his couple catches, moving the chains. Darnell got one, but the second wide receiver is still a question
Still very
mark.
for question mark. Here, Hunter asked this question. What do you guys think about Fields? Don't think he looked great, but he looked good enough to win the game. Definitely need him to finish some drives, but running ability, bring extra threat to the game, made some nice throws too. Yeah, I agree with this too, where he did look great, but he was efficient in terms of the completion percentage. That was nice to see. Like you said, the running ability, which was a big value that we haven't really had. Now, Kenny had the ability to run a little bit, but not like the way that Justin Fields does. Mm-hmm. Now, especially when you get into that play action boot game, now that adds a real dynamic to things. You can open things up with RPOs. You can run things with options, all this, all kinds of different things with him. But yes, I agree that he didn't look great. They did enough to where they were able to win. They were able to get close enough to where they could get Boswell to kick a field goal. But yeah, overall, I do agree a lot with this comment. He didn't look great, but he did enough.
He did enough, to probably most likely. We'll see. He's probably going to start this next game, week 2. They said they're planning on to, but I don't. If Russ, revenge game for Russ, he would love to play this game, of course, against his former team. I'm fine with either way, but if I had to choose now, it probably would be Fields. Just, he didn't do anything wrong. He managed the game really well. Didn't turn over the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he was a game manager, and that's what you want your quarterback. That's all we need. If we have average quarterback play.
Listen, the Steeler fans, if we're going back 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, at this point, we'll take mid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been god-awful. Hunter here says, Najee needs more touches for my fantasy team. Okay, I could get on board with that. And then here he says Fields, and then apparently he had a lapse. Pickens had a nice downfield connection too. I think not getting a decent wide receiver too could potentially be the downfall of your offense. Here's an interesting comment about that. And this goes back to an interview that I did with Ed Trope early on in the year. I want to say it was sometime in May. I believe it was in May or June. I did one with Ed Trope, who was a part of the Draft Nation draft show that I was a part of earlier this year. And he mentioned this specifically where he says he thought that the Steelers were one wide receiver away from being legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Now, looking at that through one game, while yes, having a decent wide receiver too would be nice, I don't think that it moves the needle enough to say, okay, now they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender in the AFC. And the quarterback play has to be better in order for that to be the case. If the defense is going to go out there and ball out the way that they did, then maybe you can talk yourself into saying, hey, could the Steelers possibly surprise you in the AFC? Now, it's going to be hard when you still have Kansas City, you have Buffalo, which, I mean, that was an interesting game. Yep. And then Cincinnati, for them to lose week 1 against New England, that was an interesting thing, to say the least, to watch. But it definitely, the quarterback play would need to get better, but at least you have something with that to look forward to. It's just, I would love to get a decent wide receiver too,
and that's what they're hoping with Roman Wilson to play this week. Maybe,
but I have another idea.
No, if you're starting your agenda already,
agenda of the week, day number 3, agenda of the week, day number 3. Hey, so I go to Vegas a month from today.
Oh my God! Are you going to talk to Devontae? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Hey Devontae, how you doing? My name is Jeff Kirby. I'm doing this.
You're so annoying. You're so annoying.
Just what? How about this, Devontae Adams? If you want to come be my best friend, the way that Patrick Queen is Jared's best friend.
He's not okay. All right. All righty.
Hunter here says, at least you got average quarterback play. We have horrid quarterback play, and he's somehow even a worse human being. He is talking about none other than Deshaun Watson, where, you know what's funny? It's ironic. I'm sure Hunter, in fact, Hunter, I think you're the one that sent me this. It was someone that sent me this, but Hunter, I'm assuring you saw the Barstool thing that said that Deshaun Watson is so bad at quarterback that he might be an even better human being than he is quarterback. And that's hard to do.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Oh, my God. No, that was from Drew from our group. I remember he sent it to the...
Yeah, he sent that too, but I'm almost positive Hunter sent that to my group as well. And then here he says, not to keep beating a dead horse, but man, getting Ayuk would have been so big for you guys. Yeah, and you know what, though? It's funny that people got on Ayuk's ass last night about that drop, and it's like, oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy.
They still won the game, but they still won, but my goodness, being more critical to the receiver. It's and let's, before we say anything, it's week 1 of the season for all the teams. Everyone's studying to get back into football, I guess, game type shape, I would say. Mm-hmm. Real action. It's going to take some time. Week 1, like I said, the Bengals loss was a big loss. Very surprising. Even though, after 1 week, I know it's only 1 week, the Steelers are first place in the AFC North for right now.
For now, yeah. And that's what's crazy, too, is that in this division, while, yes, the Browns lost the way that they lost. The Bengals losing to New England, which was the upset of the week. Baltimore losing by literally that much.
A toe.
It's crazy that, as crazy as this sounds, the Browns, while yes, that they still have their issues with quarterback, I think they'll still be fine, especially once they get Chubb back. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I think they're obviously they're going to be fine, as much as I assume they're going to be fine. Baltimore lost a very close game, and they could have very well beaten Kansas City, the reigning 2-time Super Bowl champions. So that's something that is like whatever.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think the Bengals are not really good in September in past years anyway. In the beginning, like I said, it takes a couple weeks for teams to to gel and get into rhythm. Sometimes it's just how it is, unfortunately.
Yep. So Hunter here says, "Can I ask a general NFL question or just Steelers?" No, if you want to go ahead and ask a general question, I'm cool with that too. He says here, Joe Burrow is a tad overrated. I got Josh Allen and Lamar. What makes you, let me ask this, Hunter. why do you think he's a tad bit overrated? Because a lot of people, when we talk about overrated, you know what's funny is Lamar tends to get brought up in there because we all know how great he is as a runner, but
Yep.
as a passer, he's very questionable. Josh Allen, I think people like to say that he takes too many risks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe Burrow is like that. He has that sweet spot of where he will take some risks, but the dude, he's that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what Hunter has to say about that.
It's close. I don't know. It's still too early. I don't know. A tad overrated. I don't know. I think is if I had to choose. Yeah, I want to see what his response to that is. But other than
he says, I just always see Burrow as the number 2 to Mahomes because of him beating in the playoffs 3 years ago. I think in terms of in terms of talent and quarterback play, I'm taking Lamar and Allen over him. Think they bring more to the table. I think. Well, yes, you are right. Where I do do I think that Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the NFL?
I mean, so maybe talking about the AFC in general. Maybe second to the AFC.
I don't know. I think
Yeah, that's what you know. But I think that's what everyone has seen it before. You know, Burrow was number 2 to Mahomes for a little bit, and then I guess Lamar and Allen were right there, right behind them. But it's probably Lamar is probably number 2 to Mahomes right now, maybe.
I don't know
Like
if
I
I
said,
can say that.
I don't know. Like I'm just going off based off like head-to-head competition, or just talking about the whole AFC.
I think, in my opinion, I think I would rather. I think in that scenario, out of the 4 quarterbacks that we're talking about, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say Mahomes 1. Do I want to go Allen 2 or Burrow 2?
Exactly.
But my thing is, though, I guess if we're talking a tad bit overrated, and he's admitting here in the comments that he's definitely overreacting to week 1. So, but I just think over the course of time, I don't know, man. I think
I got to see more from
you know what?
teams.
As crazy as I think this is going to be, actually, no. I'm going to put Josh Allen number 2 very slightly over because I like his legs being able to pause. I like his ability to use his legs. Then you go number 3, I would have Joe Burrow, but you could easily catch him on a different day. You might catch me flipping that, and then Lamar's number 4 because I just don't know if I can trust him enough to be a quarterback throwing the football. If you need Josh or Lamar Jackson to throw the football to win, you're not winning.
Yeah. Yep, I totally understand that. And like I said, everyone's just overreacting to week 1 of the season. This season to be interesting. Just with all teams, even though the Bills beat the Cardinals, it was a close game. Arizona did not look that bad. I guess I wasn't watching that game, but Marvin Harrison with only 1 catch or something like that. Come on.
OH baby, by the way. Hunter here says in a 1-game scenario, he'd rather have Stafford over Burrow. And that's he puts in here too. Hunter has a deep crush on Matthew Stafford. It's the same way. Now, Jared, you don't know this, but there's been this running gag with some of my boys for years, like longer than I've known you, that I have this weird crush with Quentin Nelson. With Quentin Nelson. Like,
why? Just cause or
But Hunter's obsession with Matthew Stafford is real, and he admits it right here.
Oh man, I listen. I understand. Maybe you guys traded for the wrong quarterback,
Bro. Jeff has a picture of Quentin Nelson next to his bed per source. First off,
oh my gosh.
First off, where the hell did you get that from? And second off, who's your source? Actually, don't say your source because I know what you're about to say. And I don't need you saying that shit on Twitter. So calm your ass, Hunter. But all right, let's get back to the regularly scheduled programming. You know what? I kind of miss doing these live streams once in a while. Yeah. We haven't done a live stream since probably draft season?
Probably since the draft. Probably the draft season, yeah.
Hold on, timeout. Hey, yo, pause.
Oh my gosh! All right, on to the let's do. I'm going back to Steelers football for a little bit here. So we beat the Falcons, very nice. On to Denver. On to Denver. Hopefully, we'll find out practices during this week. Roman Wilson. See how Dan Moore practices throughout the week. Any sort of game plan or improvement from week 1 to this game against Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos?
I would like to see the offense score a touchdown.
I think everybody would like to see that as well.
I obviously, yes, that's going to be number 1. But number 2, I just want to see the development more. I just want to see this offense continue to evolve. Because now, who's to say that this is the delusion in me, the fan delusion in me? It could very well be it, but it's way too early to tell in Arthur Smith's offense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's something here with this offense. There's something you can cook something with this offense.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just cooking up Hot Pockets every day. You're not cooking up just Dino chicken nuggets every day. You could actually start to, grow and grow and grow a little bit. And I think there is something with this offense. Now, I want to see the running game continue to get better. I want to see some of the other wide receivers get more involved. If Roman Wilson does get to play, I want to see that grow a little bit more. I want to see more involvement with some of the other guys. That's going to be my biggest thing. And the question too now is what's going to be happening at the other tackle spot, because Dan Moore's dealing with, what was it, an ankle injury, a minor ankle injury. Yep. How is that going to develop into things when we're talking about potentially having Troy Fautanu coming back here soon? Where does that come into play? Is he going to now have a chance to go out there and play left tackle, or what's that going to be like?
Nope, 100% agree. We'll see what happens. I'm just expand the offense a little more, be a little more better. Arthur Smith had a good plan for week 1. Get more into the more bootleg action, play actions. I would like some more running the football. Keep using those tight ends. Tight ends are making those first downs every time. Every time they put those 2 or 3 set tight ends out there with that formation, I love to see it. I love the use of tight ends, but make sure and Justin Fields, continue to if it's Justin Fields, just saying if they're not saying not 100% it's him going to start, make a name for yourself, Mr. Fields. I like to see you as a future of the Steelers quarterback, because I am kind of worried at what's going to happen during the season and towards the end of the season of who's going to be your quarterback after this year.
I know who it's going to be. I know who the Steelers quarterbacks next year is going to be.
Dumb,
Horns up, baby. Horns up, baby. Quinn Ewers, come to Pittsburgh, baby. Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, we'll see about that.
And by the way, shout out to Quinn Ewers. You know where I'm going to go with this.
I wonder why.
Oh man, decided to put that ass whooping on Michigan, that team up north. I appreciate you. Realize that, good Lord, does Michigan suck ass, bro. Holy shit, do they suck ass.
I bet they do. I knew it was coming sooner or later.
I was having a field day. Ooh, buddy, we was having a field day. Oh man. Then we dealt with one Michigan team this week. Here in a couple weeks, we have to deal with Michigan State. So we'll deal with the second Michigan team. And then November, we'll deal with the third.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah. I'm sure you guys played some tough opponents the first 2 weeks.
We played Akron and Western Michigan.
Yeah. Those are really some tough opponents you got there.
And then this week we have Marshall.
Oh my gosh.
And then after that we have Michigan State.
Jesus.
Then we have Iowa.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then we have Oregon.
Oh, another good one.
Then Nebraska. Which that game, that game is going to be interesting.
See, it depends on Nebraska keeps, follows up that game they played against Colorado. Played well. So dumb.
And then you got Penn State, Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, and then that team up north.
Yeah, of course, that team up north. Okay, great. Glad.
Oh, listen, I hope you can't wait for the annual shit talk that you will witness between me and Herb.
Oh, man. Oh, speaking of, we'll see next week.
Which, by the way, I'll let in on a little secret of this. Herb, I hope if you are watching this, Herb, now or later, close your ears. I'm driving down that bitch in Ohio State jersey.
I knew you would.
The way he did last year, when he pulled up in that Michigan jersey to Pittsburgh. Nope, I'm pulling up to his wedding in Ohio State. I'm gonna go and buy an Ohio State polo, a black Ohio State polo for his wedding. Damn it. Might kick me out, but it's okay. It'll be worth it.
Jesus. You gonna leave me stranded?
I didn't say I'm gonna go back home.
I know.
Nah, Herb's my boy. And I can't wait to see you next week, my guy. And and Jared, I'll say around this time, well, actually no, in about an hour next week next week around this hour you get into town at like what? 3 o'clock?
Pretty much 3 o'clock in
so
Cleveland, Ohio. God, am I going to be seeing that shithole stadium when I have a drive-by?
Wear your Steelers jersey.
Oh, just cause. Just cause.
Wear either a TJ Watt jersey. Yeah, if you have a TJ Watt jersey, wear that. And then on the back of it, just put right under that says Watt, just put DPOY in duct tape.
Oh my God. Oh, I wonder how many people will try to hurt me.
Who knows?
Oh man.
But yeah, getting back to the Steelers once again, because that's what happens sometimes on these live streams. I'm going to be really excited to see what happens. Now, Bo Nix did not look that great. They threw the football like 42 times, and he only got 100-something yards and threw 2 interceptions. Their run game was not great at all. In fact, outside of let me pull it up here. I just had it here like half a second ago. Outside of, so there are 2 big running backs. You have Jaleel McLaughlin, who had 10 carries for 27 yards. And then Javonte Williams, 8 carries, 23 yards. Needless to say, not
defense should be putting on another show this week. And they should be. I'm not going to, overreact that they should be dominating. They should be having a good game against, Bo Nix in that offense.
But
because you never know with the Steelers every week, as we all know.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be interesting to see. Now in terms of the defense, the Broncos defense gave up 146 yards on the ground. Kenneth Walker had 103 yards and a touchdown, averaged 5 yards to carry there. So I'm hoping that we have we're 3-point favorites on the road.
Oof, wow.
So I'm hoping that we could go go there and get ourselves a win and get 2-0 and get our first win in the AFC, which remember last year, I was very big into when you're playing AFC opponents. Those are very important. Not especially with this division. I know the way the division looks the way it is now in terms of the standings. That's going to completely change in a month. There's a reason why this division is going to be so hard, because all 4 teams you can still legitimately make arguments for to do something in this division.
Do something and all have winning records again.
Because I highly doubt that the Bengals and Joe Burrow are going to look this bad. Baltimore, like I mentioned, they almost beat Kansas City. And if they just go, and if the Browns just going to play Jameis Winston at this point, I think that's their only hope. They played Deshaun Watson the whole year. They're fucked. But and Hunter, who's watching this, he's not going to laugh at that. He's going to agree with that 1,000,000% because he sent me a list earlier of names of guys that of who would you potentially rather have than Deshaun Watson at quarterback.
That is insane. That just after
let me ask this question especially to you, Hunter. I need you, if you're still in the comments here, I need you to watch, and whoever else is commenting or whoever else is watching. We have a decent amount of viewers here. I appreciate you guys. Whoever your fan base was, especially if you're a Browns fan, we have a Browns fan and any of the Browns fans is here, I want to hear you guys' opinion. Based on what you guys saw last week, who would you rather have a quarterback right now? Deshaun Watson or Kenny Pickett?
Oh my God! Why I knew that was coming. It's like he's like, watch Kirby talk about Kenny Pickett when already forgot about this man. He's sitting on the bench of the Eagles right now.
I might turn that into a poll. I might just have to post that out there, just for the reactions.
Man, I don't say his name. Don't say his name. That's what I should say. Don't say his name. Irrelevant right now is what he is. Now, in terms of who I'd rather have myself as the quarterback over there.
You know what's funny? Someone said that in this group chat. So, what was it? What was the where was it at?
But
here you go. They asked Hunter asked if the Panthers moved on from Bryce Young after this year and the Browns could get him for cheap, would you trade for him? Someone said, I'd rather watch Jeff back there, to be honest.
Oh, man. Poor Panthers, too. I know we don't talk about, man. Poor Panthers fans. My goodness. Waited for the whole year. Hopes for Bryce Young and to get smacked by Derek Carr and the Saints.
Yeah, they got smacked.
I feel like that's the worst. I don't know who's worse, Cleveland Browns fans or Panthers fans right now. Probably Panthers fans, I had to say.
Now, and Big A, I'm doing a live stream. I'll call you later. That's my guy, Big A. You know what though? I actually think. Oh the God!
Really? Oh my God! I know they're coming for you.
They're coming. All right, boss. But you know what though? I think the Panthers are expected to be bad. The Browns were not. They were expected to be good this year. So I think they might be more down bad.
And then just to, I guess throw a little pity for the Browns, I guess. It's only week 1, right? It can't get worse, right? Who do the Browns play this week?
I want to say it's Jacksonville.
Ooh, man, I'm rooting for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence time. And they lost too. They didn't look good at the second half as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of mid quarterback play this week 1.
And I think it just shows not a lot of people played during the preseason, I guess, as well. lot of quarterback play. This all started rusty.
I mean, Daniel Jones looked awful. Daniel Jones looked awful. I mean, Caleb Williams, he scored 24 points and he had 93 yards of passing.
Man, the shout out to that defense. That defense is good. Defense and special team. I think special teams got a touchdown for him too. A block punt touchdown. That's my goodness.
Speaking of good quarterback play, though, shout out Baker Mayfield.
Oh man, of course, your boy Baker.
There's a definite reason why I am doing that, right?
Oh my gosh, they could have had Baker.
Woo! They went from a Baker bro to a Watson Warrior.
And isn't it just weird? You know, they play one bad game and that report just comes out right after. Isn't that a coincidence?
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
It's called Andrew Berry and Company are trying to
I know.
big galaxy brain. They're trying to have a galaxy brain bigger than my back. My back is bigger than a Buick.
Oh my god.
But overall, I think it's going to be really let's try to get back to the Steelers football again for like the 18th time here. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really, if the Steelers could come out, go 2-0, and the offense, we see a little bit of improvement, I'll be very happy. I have this weird, good feeling that I feel like we're going to see within this offense, similar to, remember that Raiders game last year, that week 3 game, where they actually did a little, they scored 20-some points, and the offense looked competent.
Yeah.
I have this weird feeling that this game against Denver is going to be similar.
No, yeah, I 100% agree. And like you said earlier, it's an opponent in the AFC you need to stack the wins against. Is definitely in the AFC, and we could be 2-0. We could be a game up of the division. I would like to keep the lead as long as we can before we lose it.
Well, we can't go and get any wins in the division until like November. The NFL decided to say, screw you guys.
So, yeah, we don't play the division until November, which is a long time away. 17th. A long time away.
It's the Baltimore Ravens.
We need to keep stacking these wins. Keep stacking it. The first half is easy. Once is that game, it's going to be a road to hell journey, I would say.
Need to keep stacking them up the same way that I stack up golf scorecards and the way that Andy McMillan stacks up McCummers. Shout out my boy Big A. I hope. Hey, Big A, if you in the comment or if you watching this, what's good, my guy? So I thought he reposted us on Twitter. Appreciate you.
But other than that, the Steelers should win this game on Sunday. Like another saying we say every week, should win this game. It's, against Bo Nix, and then hopefully with the punter situation, hopefully Corliss Waitman we signed.
Yeah, which that sucks though. Cameron Johnston got hurt. He's going to be out for the year, which
we saw everyone fall to the knees when we saw that knee. That that was not looking good. Also, shout out Terrell Edmonds. Welcome back to the practice squad or to the roster. Apparently, they moved him up too. Which is,
met him a couple years ago in Pittsburgh at a cigar shop. That was an interesting little experience to see. But the best part of it all, they did not sign Presley Harvin.
Everyone's like, please don't call Presley Harvin. I'd rather call Brad Wing, who's still out there somewhere. Call him back than
I'd rather call Daniel Hescox.
Daniel Hescox.
Shout out my boy Dan. I'd rather have Jared Sanchez.
Oh, you don't want to see me punt. I'm not punting for 40 yards. Or maybe 10.
Hey, that's still better than what Presley Harvin was giving us.
I could probably do 10 yards for you, maybe 20.
I'd rather have me 2 weeks after surgery.
No, okay. All right. Now you're being a little too much. You're being a little too much.
Hey, screw off.
You're being a little too much on that one.
Yeah, you right there. Other than that, I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to get into before we get out of here? Which, by the way, also real quick, 3 years ago yesterday, TJ Watt got his extension, 4 years, $112 million, and has been the best defensive player since.
Yeah. You should have more Defensive Player of the Year awards, but it is what it is. That's all I will say.
He will get his second one this year.
I really hope so, because he's gotten robbed a couple times, I would say.
He should be like a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
But,
It is what it is, but nothing that I'm worried about. Steelers need to just it's another week. Steelers win on Sunday. The 4:00 game on Sunday this time, 4:25. It's on the West Coast, which is cool.
Yeah, and it sucks because as a non NFL Sunday ticket owner, because I don't have it like that the way that Jared does.
Okay.
It sucks because this will be the first time I have to go to a bar to watch the Steelers game from a 4:25 game because they're showing the damn Bengals Chiefs game over here.
Oh, well, that's a good game, supposedly. We'll see.
Steelers, Broncos, Chiefs, Bengals.
I know. We're Steeler fans. I get it. We're going to watch the Steelers no matter what.
Justin Fields and Bo Nix versus Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
Oh, my gosh. You are such a troll sometimes.
Oh, that's what makes me me. But
other than that, that's it.
As soon as we get off of here, I have more trolling I will be doing on the X.
Yep. Follow Kirby on X. Follow me on X as well. The handle's right up below. Appreciate everyone watching the live stream. It's pretty much, pretty cool.
Oh, so yeah, this was something that we were talking about wanting to do. We were going to do it last week and we never did. And so we figured, hey, let's try it this week. And I think it was a pretty good success.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was definitely fun. So maybe we'll definitely do more of these in the future, depending on when we do recordings and all that, or depending on when we record. Obviously, we're doing our episode on a Tuesday this week. So this will be this week's episode. Next week, we'll go back to regularly scheduled programming on Thursday, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. But
might have to do it. Maybe we do a reaction while we see each other next week. While we're up there. That's another thing too.
Interesting.
For week 3, that'll be the home opener for the Steeler game.
Interesting. That's if we decide to not make the drive to Indianapolis or go to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
But
yeah, right.
Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, smash the like button, hit the red subscribe button. Well, wait a shit! What the hell? I'm so used to doing this on YouTube. Make sure to go and follow us both on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Make sure to go and subscribe to us on YouTube, and then you can go and go watch our other videos, comment, subscribe, all that. Make sure to go, like I said, subscribe to us on YouTube. And till then, hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Go Steelers. Fuck Michigan. Fuck the Magic. Fuck the Yankees. Playoff baseball is going to be starting here soon, and it'll be another year of popping champagne when the Yankees don't win the World Series.
All right, whatever.
You knew it was coming.
No, I knew it was coming. We'll see what happens. We're not there yet.
I predict the future.
Of course you do, and sometimes you're wrong. Mostly.
I'm always right in this situation. But until then, have a great week. Stay safe. And until then, peace out, everyone.